Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're all doing well. I want to talk today about how to increase your effectiveness, how to be more effective in life. We all want to be effective at life, right? Sorry, I look a fright. I just walked in from work probably 15 minutes ago, but I wanted to knock out this video. So, effectiveness. We all have areas of expertise. Everybody has got at least one area they're an expert in, okay? Even if you haven't discovered it yet. For those people who have discovered your expertise, hopefully you figured out how to make it pay for a lifestyle that you enjoy living, that you love to live. But what I'm going to tell you for the rest of us today, what I'm going to tell you could help you to discover that area of expertise and how to make it support your lifestyle, the life that you love to live. If you apply it correctly, you could discover God's calling on your life. So let's jump in. What I'm talking about is the circle of life. Okay, no, not the circle where we eat the fish that eats the worm that then eats us. Not that one. That's not the circle I'm talking about. I'm actually talking about three circles of life, okay? It is your circle of concern, your circle of influence, and your circle of capability. Hey, if you listen to Jack Spirko, the survival podcast, you thought I was going to say your circle of control, but no, I changed it. It's your circle of capability. Okay, your circle of concern might contain things like homelessness, maybe the border wall, it might be pollution, maybe paying too much taxes. I'm kind of concerned about that. It might be the general population being overworked and undercompensated. There's any number of things that can fall within your circle of concern. It might be the deforestation down in the Amazon. It might be any number of things, foreign wars. It could be politics, global politics, national, local. They don't really concern me. I try to stay out of that because it's going to happen whether I try to do anything with it or not. But it falls within your circle of concern. Basically, your circle of concern is things that you don't directly have control over. Now, your circle of influence includes hopefully your spouse, children, close family like your friends, brothers and sisters, parents, co-workers, people you go to church with, Rotary Club members, if that's your thing. It's not my thing. I don't even know what that is really. I just know it's a name, so I threw it out there. Basically, anybody that you have the ability to influence, anyone you have influence over. Your circle of capability. Now, this is the good stuff. That includes anything that you have the ability to do. Now, obviously, your capability includes things that maybe you're really good at, maybe things you're not so good at. We'll get there. I'm getting ahead of myself. So your capability could include, for me, things like carpentry. It includes relating to children. I'm very good with kids. For others, it might be photography, hairdressing, podcasting, coaching, coffee roasting. I know a very good coffee roaster. Go to hollowroast.com and order some coffee from her. You won't regret it. It could be cooking, farming, teaching. There's quite literally probably more than 1 million things that you could put into this category. Maybe not for each person, but across the board. Everybody's blend is going to be different for what falls into their circle of capability. Okay, I have a rough sketch here, bear with me. These circles look something like this. Have our circle of concern, circle of influence, and circle of capability, okay? Now, if you look closely, you see that there's an area where they have overlaps. These two circles overlap, these two, and these two. But in this area, all three circles overlap. That shaded in area, okay? And I call this our genius zone. For maximum effectiveness, for each of us to make the greatest positive change in the area that God has called us to serve, We need to operate, to live in that zone there. Sorry, I can't quite see around the paper to point directly to it. That is our genius zone. That is where we need to live and operate. So what I want you to do today is to get 3 pieces of paper, okay? At the top of one, write concern. At the top of the second one, influence. And at the top of the third one, capability. Write down everything you can think of that falls within each respective category. Whatever you're concerned about, it doesn't matter what it is. From the biggest thing to the smallest itty-bitty thing, like you have fleas in your house. You're concerned about that. I would be if I had them in my house. I've had it before. I don't like it. Everyone, I should say, that you have influence over, every single person you can think of, even if it's a contractor that you've met twice, you have a little bit of influence on them. For me, that would fall in my circle of influence because, I mean, I am a carpenter, so I do have some influence over them in that I can call them up and say, hey, can we work something out where I can do some work for you? Do you have anything available? I can influence them in that way. So the farthest out people you can think of that you have influence over. Then on the third page, write down everything you can think of that you're capable of. Everything. Whether it's, I don't care, anything that you have the ability to do. Write it down. Then you take a 4th piece of paper and you write the areas where these overlap. So if I have the capability of carpentry and I have influence over a contractor, then I can make a living there. I can make money at that. But if I have capability of carpentry and I have influence over a widow lady, and I'm concerned that her back steps are rotten and might fall off, then I can make a difference. I can make a change there. The problem is figuring out how to make that one pay for itself. But it's when we use our capability to work on the things that are in our circle of concern, working with or for those in our circle of influence, that is when we are the most effective. If we operate in the overlap of only 2 of the circles, let me pull this back over here again, there's likely one of 3 things to happen. Either you're not earning an income, which makes it charity. That's when you're operating in your capability and concern circle. That might be me working for the video. That might be me working for the widow lady. Operating over here, that would be charity. Okay? Because I have the capability and I'm concerned there. So I'm not earning an income. Or if I'm operating in this area, I don't have the skill or the knowledge to do that. So I'm incapable of it. So this is a hard place to operate outside of your capability. I can expand my circle of capability by learning a new skill, but I have to expand that to operate here. And then the third thing that could happen, if you operate over here where you're capable and you have influence over them, but it's outside your circle of concern, you'll quickly lose interest just because you don't care about the issue. It doesn't concern you at all. It doesn't take up any of your brain space. You're not worried about it. So you're likely to not operate there. If you operate in the center of all 3 circles where they all meet, you'll love what you're doing, you'll affect the people you care about, and you'll very likely be compensated because of your capability. And that is the secret to your effectiveness.